Good morning. The positive news is 10 subscribed yesterday, which is very good. They listened to my request. The idea is not to make my YouTube channel popular, no. It is more than that. I cannot separate the knowledge and the information about health. So you have to help me. I cannot do it on my own. And you have to help your friends, your relative, your country also, if you know people. If you are Somali, if you are Iraqi, anywhere in the world, you can send them this video so that they learn. Okay, so thank you very much. So I'm happy. Now, I did 2 videos about the tea, which is the one which is full. It is black tea leaves, green tea leaves, ginger, cloves, cloves, crushed in the coffee grinder, and also aniseed starch, also crushed in the coffee grinder. The amount is about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves and aniseed starch. And the leaves is about 2 cup spoons of the black tea leaf and the green tea leaves. I am very happy with this because it makes me less hungry to continue with my intermittent fasting during the morning. This is number 1. Number 2, it is very good for health because the green tea with the clove, it is very good for the lining of the gut, of the gastrointestinal tract. And this is, I read from a book which is Super Gut. Number 2, the black tea is also very healthy, but they fermented these leaves. The green leaf is the same plant, but it is not fermented leaves. And nowadays it's very popular about matcha green tea, which is organic. And matcha, before they call it sansha in Japanese. And the brown tea is called pansha. And I learned this more than 20 years ago when I studied the Japanese nutritional school, now which is called macrobiotic. And I have many books about that. Now, the matcha organic tea, why it is good? Because it is very expensive, by the way, because it is manual. They collect the leaves manually, and it is not fermented to keep the chemicals inside these tea leaves, which is called polyphenols. And this is very good for the health of our cells. And in the last 2 weeks or 1 week, it depends on the farmers and the area where they grow this tea, green tea in Japan, they cover it with a cover to prevent the sunlight so that the plant will get stressed. And when it gets stressed, it will produce more chemicals to protect itself, like the polyphenol. So it is very rich in this antioxidant, which is very good for the health of our cells. The stress, if it is for a short time, is very good and very healthy for the plants as well as for our human. They find that stress, if it is for short time, it is very good to upgrade or upregulate or stimulate our immune system. And we don't have infection with viruses and bacteria. But the stress, it should be for a short time, not chronic all the time, day and night, like what we do now in the Western civilized developed countries. This is number 1. Number 2, the other video, which is less water in it and it is more leaves. This is to show that I leave the leaves for 2-3 days in the pot, and then next day I refresh it with water, reverse osmosis water, and the leaves, the green, the black, the spices. Why? Because I leave the leaves to ferment even for 2-3 days, because it also contains sugar and carbohydrate. This is number 1. Number 2, sometimes I use these leaves to mix it with oat and do small pieces like biscuit, and I use it as fibers for my gut, for the health of my gut, the bacteria in the gut, which I feed the gut, and I have to protect the liver. These are 2 principles from the book by Robert Lustig, which is called Metabolical. Metabolical mean metabolism and political. Half of the book is about politics, not about health. And metabolism is how the cell function. And how the cell function, it functions by signals from the environment, by the food we eat, by the sleep, by the exposure to sunlight, and how our details of our healthy life variables or factors affect the genes in our cell. Why? Because the gene, when they get the signal, they express themselves and produce the protein to function. If we live good life, healthy life, then the good gene will express themselves and will become healthy. If we live bad life, then the bad gene will express itself and produce the protein inside our cell, which will make the cell sick, and then we will have diseases. Now I'm speaking, all my latest videos is about what happened inside the cell, which you cannot see by your naked eye. You have to see it by enlarging the cell by electron microscopy millions of times, and then before even you have changes in your blood test, x-rays, ultrasound, and all these good investigations. Thank you and goodbye.